Don't expect to release muscle tension if you're trying to relax. That may sound a little bit paradoxical, but it's such a common thing that we face when working with people who are looking to move more freely and feel more at ease within their body. We're inevitably going to bump into tension, tense muscles. Often pain might be associated with that. You might feel tense in your hips. You might feel tense in your shoulder or shoulders, in your jaw. We've all got different holding points that we can build up tension. And the common approach is to just relax. And it often just makes you more tense. It's such a common thing, just like you can. It doesn't really work like this, particularly if you've had stuff that's been building up in your body for a long time and then just expecting to be able to just relax. Like it's that easy. It just gets really stressful. And I would like in this video to put an end to that and to share a pathway on how you can actually develop relaxation in a conscious way for your unique body in a way that is compassionate. There's some ways that we can look at this, to think about this. If you're struggling with relaxation, let's make it practical. There's three things that we want to look at. We want to develop body-mind awareness.
Yeah, and in a way, it's just to become aware of when this tension is happening and how we are interacting with it. This is just to deepen our awareness around the habits. In one of the last chess sessions yesterday, there was a woman suffering from chronic tension for many years. And then she was coming into the session with this chronic tension popping up in her right chest. She was telling me, oh yeah, I haven't had this for a long time, and so on and so on. And then my first response is, okay, in a way it's progress because the body is giving us deeper things to relax, to regulate. And then we just started off with simple things like holding on to a stick, connecting to the body. And then she was already start experiencing, oh, now tension is already starts to releasing without doing anything in her, because she was used to do this. I have to do an exercise to relax. We were just becoming aware of and connecting with the body. And this is the first step to really see what's happening and having the space and ability to make a conscious choice that we need to become aware of. So just observe yourself when tension is happening, how you are responding, how you're interacting. And from there on, you have a different possibility to support your body, its regulation process.
Which really starts to then lead into next part, which is practicing acceptance.
Yeah.
And it is a practice, you know. You don't just do it. So like what's your, perspectives around acceptance? Because it gets misinterpreted a lot of like, well, but if I accept, then it's almost like it's a defeat in a way. I hear this a lot.
Yeah.
How do you think about this?
Yeah, if you're looking at acceptance in its true essence, it's just putting away the resistance so the body can do its work on a different level. Otherwise, when there is no acceptance, we are fighting against the body's natural intelligence, and we are telling the body, I know better what to do. And this is not true, because when we were knowing better, then we hadn't had developed these chronic patterns of tension and pain. So in a way, it's just allowing the body to do its work. This is, in a way, maybe a useful perspective of acceptance.
Yeah, and it's very much what I find a lot of the time we struggle with is the relinquishing of our idea of control.
Yeah.
Like we want to know, we want to have certainty as a natural human need. And when the body's doing things that we don't essentially have control over, it really pushes on that sense of, well, if I was to accept this, well, then I would lose control.
Yeah, true.
And this is actually a part of the process of trusting that your body has intelligence, that it knows how to heal itself, relax itself. You just need to accept where it is and then allow that process that is innate and inherent within all of us. If you would just take the time to accept where you are, then change is just there. It's right there. We develop body-mind awareness. We practice acceptance and we connect with the body. So this is all interconnected. And so when we're connecting with the body, we're looking at all of the parts that we have felt disconnected from. That could be physical parts of our body. That could be parts of ourselves, different feelings. You know, pain is a big thing that we often disconnect with. And it's like, I went through this. I didn't want to feel the pain because I already felt so much. So why would I intentionally connect with and feel more? Like, why even do that?
Yeah, it just goes back into, in a way, acceptance. When there is no connection happening, we are, in a way, telling the body it's still dangerous. And when we are giving the body the signal, the body thinks, okay, then I have to brace or tense up even more because it's not safe. So if there is no connection happening, there will be no response for the body to start to relax and seeing now, okay, this danger is over and now I can just come back to natural restoration and relaxation. So we need this connection to giving the body the signal. It's okay, we have been through, I will be here, and now we can just calm down and letting go of this tension. If there is no connection, there will be no relaxation.
Let's look at how we can start to cultivate it. Some practices that involve awareness, that involve acceptance, and involve connecting with your body. So we'll go into a little practice to start this process. It's called intention. So intention. It's a bit of a play on words, but we're going to actually face and create consciously tension in the body. And when you start to realize that you can create tension within your body, then you'll start to see, if I can consciously create this, then as I consciously then start to let it go, pathway that I go down, I can carry further, a little further than perhaps I've gone before. So if you're in this continual state of tension and then we dial it up a little bit and then you start to consciously dial it back, you will then start to notice, oh, I moved into a little bit of a deeper sense of being relaxed. Notice we're not trying to relax. We're actually doing the opposite. We're facing tension. We're consciously creating tension so we can learn more about how to release it. So choose a position that feels good for you at the moment. You could be laying down on the ground or on a bed. You could be seated or you could be standing. These are the three core positions that can be useful when we're exploring this. Now, just notice your hand or your hands. And we're going to just move the hands. Keep letting your mind just absorb into your hands. Really letting yourself connect with the pure sensation of having hands, opening and closing the hands. Now imagine that you're moving just through the air, which you are. There's no resistance. It's easy enough to do. Your fingers can move. The bones of your hands can move. The bones of your wrists can move. Just explore within your pain-free range of movement. There's no need to push or inflame the body any further. This is relatively easeful. Now you may have things that you notice and just find your way on how to work with your body here without avoiding anything, but just finding your pain-free paths of movement. Now we're going to visualize that now we're moving through water. Water is a little bit thicker. So without even thinking about it, how would I move as I was moving through water? Feel that tension that the water presents. Now as you're doing this, you're starting to engage more muscles. Your muscles have this really wonderful system, whereas one muscle on one side of the hands, and this is the case for all muscles, wants to contract, and the other side has to decide how much it's going to let it. So we can start to create more tension. Now, as you're doing this, you're learning how to use your muscles, the deeper and deeper muscles. So both as you're opening and closing the hands, just keep visualizing that you're moving through water, moving through a level of resistance. It could just be one finger at a time, one thumb, could be your wrist, could be drawing circles. And naturally, when you've got this level of focus, it can be common to hold the breath, so just keep breathing. Now, coming back to moving through air, now notice there may be a little bit of tiredness because you just exercise your muscles, but you may notice that there's a little bit more ease here. Now keep moving through the body. Choose any part of the body. It could be your shoulder. It could be your head and your neck. It could be through your rib cage, your hips, your feet, your ankle. And next, as we explore the next area of the body, visualize that you're moving through a slightly more dense substance. We'll visualize sand. So you're now moving through sand. It's a little bit harder to push through. As you're doing this, you're continuing to develop stability in your range of movement, because for your body to relax, it needs stability to relax into. Just like the water in a river needs the banks to contain it. This is the nature of yin and yang. So we must develop a sense of stability in order to relax into. That water needs a vessel to flow through, a clear structure. So we're creating tension. So you're here moving whatever area of your body that you have chosen and visualizing that you're moving through sand. If you get tense in the jaw, you can be opening and closing your mouth. The jaw is often just symptomatic from a bunch of other things, but still addressing the physical tension you may then start to notice what it is connected to. What comes into your awareness as you start to connect with different areas of your body. Remember, we're continuing to go through developing body-mind awareness, practicing acceptance, and connecting with the body as we go through this process. Now, the last part of the process is moving through concrete. Now, the thing with moving through concrete is you wouldn't move at all. So we're going to create a stronger contraction against an immovable force. So this you can do with a part or your whole body. So we're going to, and just be self-responsible with this. If you don't feel ready for it, then you can build up to it over time. But just visualize that you're moving against an immovable force. You're attempting to expand your body against this immovable force. More and more of your body, deeper and deeper tissue is coming online. Keep breathing into it and exhale and let that slowly soften. Now notice your body. You may be feeling stimulated. You may notice areas of tension more in the beginning. But notice, just as you are doing this, you may start to be able to comprehend, be able to feel what relaxation can be like a little more. Imagine if you were to continue to cultivate this over time as you start to explore the movement of your body. This is where a practice like this can go. So this is a small piece of a bigger journey. In Movement Plus, we teach a framework that involves really 4 parts. The first part is connect, and that's where we've spent most of our time today, connecting with the body. And we did that through this process called intention. There's lots of different ways that we can connect with the body and all the parts of ourselves that connect to it. And that's the purpose of connection-based practices. We can also look at breathing, lots of different ways that we can explore breathing to upregulate the nervous system, to downregulate the nervous system, to balance the nervous system out, to build energy and fuel the performance of the body. We can mobilize the body, which involves stretching and strengthening and moving the body in different ways. We did a little bit of that in this practice. And then cultivating the body, coming back to stillness, really deepening the awareness, starting to build the energy of the body, similar to the practices of Qigong and Tai Chi, to really cultivate an inner sense of vitality. When you put all these parts together, you really start to move on a path that I look at as developing yourself as a peaceful warrior, someone who is strong, within and at peace. It's this balancing of love and power that can happen. And without power, love is weak. And without love, power is kind of monstrous. So that's the bigger intent of these practices. You were saying, Marcus, when we were talking earlier, the saying, I can't remember exactly who it was from either, but it's better to be a warrior in the garden than a gardener in a war.
Yeah. And on this journey, it can be sometimes feeling like being at war with yourself, with your past, but just face those challenges and just becoming present in this war will not be, in a way, ensure yourself or just creating more pain. It will do the opposite and release all the pain you're holding on to. Maybe this is a different way of thinking according to the word of war or being a warrior. It's just really facing the things and realizing, oh, the war was just happening in me. And the moment I realize this, you can put away your weapons and feeling more peace. And being prepared, as Benny shared in the beginning of the video, being prepared for everything what's happening in life, because you realized everything you experience is just happening inside you, and you have the power to change it in the direction you love.
So if you'd like to learn more about joining us on this path, check out Movement Plus. The link will be in the description, and reach out if you have any questions. I'm looking forward to supporting you on your journey.
Bye.